This conference will now be recorded.
Give me a second. So company creation process we learned, and then vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment, everything we did it. I'm sorry. Okay, this company creation process you need to practice at least 20-25 times. At least 20-25 times. I think you have practiced at least 2-3 times from last 3 to 4 days. Am I right? I hope. Are you facing anyone has any challenges on this one? Have you practiced and are you getting any error messages or everything smoothly going on? Anyone practiced at least 2-3 members? I'm expecting minimum.
Yes, Satya.
So are you facing any challenges? Is it fine?
Everything going good.
Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good, great. Anyone else? Narayana is practicing. Fine. So if not, please practice, because in this batch there are many people, junior people. Okay, I mean to say your mindset is completely new to this ERP. So I know majority people are new to this ERP. Please practice. Okay, fine. If can I proceed? Anyone has anything to discuss with me before going to start the session? Nothing. Fine. So what is our company name we have created?
Amazon Limited.
Yes, Amazon Limited. ALTD we have created. Let me go to that ALTD company quickly, and then we'll do a vendor payment, vendor invoice. I think vendor payment we did it or not. I did not remember. I think we have not. Let me create. Or one thing we maybe created. Remember. Let me go back. ALTD. Amazon Limited. So let me go to one small one, general ledger, collapse all, journal setup, journal names. I think we did it for vendor payment, customer payment, vendor invoice journal. 3 only we have created. So let me copy from this one. Journal names which was created. If you look at this one, so this is we are doing. I'm sorry. So let me copy into the new notepad. So 3 type, like one is vendor payment will end, one is customer payment will end, and invoice journal. But here all these 3 are like without bank. Without bank we did it. Now let me create a bank account. Bank account creation. Okay, so this is, let me take duplicate. If I'm running my business, definitely bank account, I should have bank account, one bank account for my company. So that bank account I'm creating. So cash and bank management, collapse all, bank accounts, bank accounts. So it is blank. You need to click on new. Suppose I have created bank, Axis Bank, and account number account number I have entered. And whenever you are creating a bank account, should be mapped with one main account. I'm mapping to 110110. So Axis Bank, suppose Ramantapur is the branch. Okay, Axis Bank I have created, account number I have mapped, and ledger account should be mapped. This is ledger subledger concept. The same thing we learned earlier. An account name, bank account name. This is a bank account we have created. Once a bank account is created, I mean to say, if you open a bank account, so let me write down, this is in cash and bank management. Bank accounts, all bank accounts. So you can click on chart, cash and bank management, bank accounts, all bank accounts, only bank accounts. There is no all. Okay, no problem. So you are creating a new bank account, and here remember, allow transactions in additional currencies. In India, we don't want, because suppose you are opening one bank account in India, your company currency is in INR, and your bank account currency also INR only. If you want another bank account, suppose US dollars, then you need to create one more bank account. US dollars is one more bank account. You will have two bank accounts. One is Indian rupees bank account. Whenever you are doing business in India, then you will use that account. If you are exporting and importing, if you are receiving money, and then you will have another bank account, US dollars, and you will do that one in that US dollars. But in one bank account, you cannot have two currencies. Agree with me? It is not practically possible in India. Agree, everyone?
Yes.
But whereas, take the example Switzerland. Take the example Switzerland. In Switzerland, their own currency is Swiss crowns. If you Google it, you will find what is the Switzerland currency means, Swiss crowns. But they will use euro also. So they can use euro or Swiss crowns. Then they don't want two accounts. I can create only one bank account, and I can use Switzerland currency or euro currency at a time in the system. The currency between Switzerland currency, like Swiss crowns versus euros, is fixed always. It may be yearly once, or 2 years once, or 5 years once, it may be changed, but those are fixed. So in that case, I can enable this checkbox. Means whenever I'm doing a transaction in this bank account, I can use Swiss crowns, I can use euros also, multiple currencies I can use. Then only I will enable, otherwise I will not enable. Understood this one? Allow transactions in additional currencies. Any confusion here? I hope it is clear. Fine. So once bank account, if you open a bank account, what is your observation? Do you get anything once you open a bank account?
Just we have to define under separate category as cash and bank, and currency linking is the main important thing.
Okay. No. After that, once if you open a bank account, what happens? You will
We
receive.
have to deposit some amount to start doing the transactions.
That is fine. That is fine. But what you will get immediately if you bank account, if you open a bank account, what they will give immediately? Account number they will give.
Yes, account number,
Then after that,
IFSC code, IFSC code,
okay. After that, one book will be given. What is that book?
They will give passbook.
bank passbook.
Yeah, checkbook and passbook. Passbook anyhow for your reference, account details and everything. Checkbook will be received. Agree? You will receive checkbook. The earlier in like 12 years back, 10 years back, 15 years back, banks are giving one checkbook. The checkbook will have around 50 leaves. Once upon a time, they have given a big checkbook, 50 leaves. Later on, it was decreased. Nowadays, they are giving 20 or 15. So you will receive checkbook. Am I right? Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So that one we need to do setup here. Setup, layout, check. So here there are two methods. One is free, one is fixed. I'm showing you first one is fixed, and then I will show you free later. So I'm selecting fixed. Then paper length is 272 mm. 272 mm, and here position starts from 2 mm. It should be printed 2 mm, and number of slips I want 2. So the paper length is 272 mm, starting position 2 mm, and number of slips copies 2. I have selected. The method is fixed one. Free and fixed one I will discuss with you in a few minutes or tomorrow. Today or tomorrow you are going to learn what in depth about this one. Fine. Now here check from, I mean to say check form. In this there are USA check format, German check format, UK Spanish, like this. There are so many formats are there. So in India we don't have any separate format. It is USA check format only. Based on the country specific your requirement, you can use it. But if nothing is there, means US check format. If you remember what is this check format means, if you know or you don't know, I'm not sure. So 15-20 years back, there are different check formats. Look at this one. So the format, it is small one earlier. Look at this one. But nowadays majority are this format. Even State Bank of India also changed. Earlier this is the format. So the formats are different earlier. Nowadays it is simple one format. Every bank is following the similar kind of format. HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, any bank. I'm sorry, any bank here check number is downside. This is MICR code. It will be. So the format is fixed now. Earlier this kind of formats available. Now Microsoft not Microsoft, entire world entire banks are changed the format as a fixed format, some formats. Okay, that is USA check format. Once it is created, once it is layout is mapped, let me write down. It is in the bank account, setup, tab, layout area page, check button. Okay, in this you are defining setup tab, layout area page, check. Here you are making fixed. In this method, fixed are free. And the required setups you are doing. All these things you are mapping. Once it is defined, then in this only same setup tab, negotiable instruments, check numbers. Okay, check numbers. So I can create check numbers. I'm not creating first. Let me show you after creating what happens. Manage payments, related information checks. It is blank. It is blank. Am I right? In ALTD company, it is blank. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating checks, check numbers. So starting check number is suppose 27801 is the starting number, and it was given for 10 leaves. 27801, 27802, 27803, 27804, 27809, 27810. Like that it will create automatically. Look at this one. Checks are created. Now go to manage payments, related information, checks got created. Look at this one. Checks got created. 278001, 278002, like this, 27810. So once it is clicked this one button, enter starting check number and number of leaves. Then bank accounts, manage payments tab, related information checks for button. Understood? Any confusion in this area?
You have a doubt, Satya.
Yeah.
In manage payments also we have a option to create a check, right? In above line like create a check or delete a check.
Where it is available? Here also, yes.
Click on checks. Yeah.
Same.
Click on
Same.
checks. Click on checks. You have a option to create a check.
Both are same. Both are same. You
Yeah.
can use wherever you want. You can use it. No issues.
Okay. Got it.
So
Can you
checks
go
are.
back to the screen, sir? Can you go to the back screen?
You want this one?
Yeah, I want to. You have selected the main account now, sir. Just I had some question here.
Okay. Main account. Okay, fine. Here.
Yeah, yes, sir. Just I had a customer where they're doing branch accounting concepts, and
Mm,
instead of they selecting the ledger from bank account, they have
mm.
defined under branch and division, and they're selecting. Can I do the same option here? Can I select any other group ledger also instead of using bank and cash account?
Uh, so in your case, what you have, what are you using instead of ledger account?
Instead of they have multiple branches, all the
Mm,
payments they are doing from HO office. Under HO office where they have created as a bank account is under branch and divisions, but is
mm.
not under bank and accounts. So if I create in that case, if I create a separate ledger under different group under branch and division, can I
Mm.
in the drop down can I select that ledger?
I think it was customization because you are extending this one. Here in this case, actually it will show you main accounts only. But
Okay, okay,
actually, if you want typically, that's what you can use that concept in the financial dimensions.
okay, okay, okay.
Financial.
Only related bank accounts related will only load here.
So here it will show all the main accounts. This is only it will show all main accounts, not anything.
Okay, okay,
So in your case, that may be extended to some functionality. So that you need to understand why they did it some extension. So based on the requirement, you can do it based on the requirement. That we need to study their data, then only we can suggest best practice.
okay, sir.
Fine.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Fine. Now checks are created. Checks are created. Now I'm creating method of payments. Check method of payment I'm creating. Next one is methods of payment. Methods of payment. So accounts payable or accounts receivable, both sides we need to create. First I'm doing accounts payable, payment setup, methods of payment. It is blank. You need to create method of payment, check payment. So while doing this check payment, we learned earlier the options. Offset account type bank, check number is mandatory. Check number is mandatory. These two check boxes we usually enable. Okay, now setup button. So this is this button is inside file formats. This button is there. So you can select from available to. If you click on right side, it will come automatically selected one. So if you want, you can use this export format. Method of payment check. Okay, so this is one more configuration you need to do. Method of payment check. So let me write down accounts payable, payment setup, methods of payment. Now this method of payment, usually once it is created, will map to the customer account or vendor account, both sides. If it is a accounts receivable side, you will map to the customer. If it is accounts payable side, map to the vendor account. So I'm mapping this to the vendor. Usually the best practice is method of payment, whatever it was created, will map here in this method of payment. Let me click on edit. Here method of payment, I'm mapping check payment. Okay, it is not mandatory, but best practice. Now I'm doing vendor payment. So I have created method of payment, and this method of payment can be tagged with. It is not mandatory. That is your wish. Based on the client, you can map to the vendor account. Now it is vendor cash payment. I don't want transaction journal separate here. See, look at this one. If you want to use the same method of payment, number sequence it is ALTD VCP-002 means vendor cash payment. If you want to continue, you can use it, but I don't want like this. I want separate number sequence. Suppose client requirement, separate record, then vendor bank payment. So the type is vendor disbursement, the same. Sorry, next one. Vendor disbursement. I can create separate number sequence. This is, you need to discuss with your client. Based on that, you need to proceed. I will discuss with you. Give me a minute, 2 minutes time. Let me finish it and then we'll discuss. One more number sequence I'm creating for ALTD. Vendor bank payment dash. I want 6 digits is a best practice. So vendor bank payment will be continued ALTD dash VBP dash 0001, and I can continue, make it continuous, and I can make it, if I'm trying to save, it will throw error message, because here we have mapped 6 hashes and here it is 9 nines are there. It should be equal. So let me remove this 3, then close this one, and if you save it, it will be vendor bank payment. So you can map, save. So now if you create one more, click on new, from the drop down it will show you 2: vendor cash payment, vendor bank payment. So if you want vendor bank payment, if you select vendor bank payment, if you go inside lines, it will show you ALTD dash VBP dash 00001. If it is vendor cash payment, it is a separate number sequence. Understood? So as per the client requirement, you are going to configure vendor bank payment, vendor cash payment in the system. Understood? So now I'm doing vendor only number sequence. Only the difference between these two is only for numbers. Separate number sequences if you want, you can create vendor cash payment, vendor bank payment separately. Okay. Suppose I'm doing for vendor bank payment. This is journal batch number. If you click on this journal batch number, it will go inside. It will go inside. Now here, the date is coming automatically from the fiscal calendar, and the voucher series is coming from the journal name. Now you can select the vendor account, click on tab. Okay, now you can click on settle transactions. Already invoices, whatever it was generated, you can select here. Okay, so you can click on, if you want really, you can modify amount here, amount to settle. You can enter suppose 500 given, and you can click OK. Then it will populate only 500 out of 1800. 500 is we are paying. Okay, and scroll right side, the method of payment is coming automatically, but in this method of payment I have not mapped. I missed this one. If I map here bank, then automatically it will be populated that bank account. You can map here. If you map like this, then no need to select once again bank and everything. It will be populated automatically. Look at this one. Understood? Now check number should be filled. I cannot enter manually. We know this one. This is generate payments, Axis Bank, method of payment check, Axis Bank. Click on OK. Automatically the check number you have created 27801 is coming automatically, and if you have a printer default printer, it will go to the printer automatically. Always, every time it will go to the printer. You need to select the screen, click OK. If it is any default printer is there, it will print one paper and it is a waste of your papers. But in real time scenario, it is required, check should be printed. So first time it will take 1 minute time, at least 1 minute or 2 minutes. Next time onwards it will be faster. So it is taking 1 minute, 2 minutes time. As I told you, first time it will take every time whenever you are opening the application, first time it will take some time. Okay, it is a printout. If you want, you can open that one or you can save this file. Check number is automatically filled 278001 and then post. So, so while generating this, while doing payment, we have two options. One is vendor bank payment, vendor cash payment. If you want two number sequence separately, you can keep separate number sequence. Otherwise, vendor like client don't want two separate number sequence, you can create only one vendor payment simply. Vendor payment, it is a cash or bank, it is the same number sequence will be continued. Understood? And if you go to the bank accounts and then go to manage payments, related information checks, now 27801 will be filled with the details. Understood? Any questions here? Vendor payment. If nothing, then I will go to the customer related. The same logic, customer related. So vendor payment, it was mapped. Next, vendor bank payment. So here, transaction posted. So one journal name created. This is earlier we have created vendor cash payment. Now we have created vendor bank payment. So the same your copy. Okay, the same you can do for customer payment also. Let me do quickly customer payment. For customer, it is customer cash payment earlier we have created. Now let me create customer bank payment. So I know everyone is busy with your works in the office and you have so much work, but this company creation process you need to practice. At any cost, you need to do at least 20-25 times. Customer bank payment, and I'm creating number sequence. So this is your wish, how many digits you want. Your means client wish. If they want 6 digits, you can make 6 hashes and 6 nines only. Okay, I'm mapping. So customer bank payment, CBP. Once it is created, once again the same, we can create customer cash payment, customer bank payment. Both options will be available. Look at this one. If it is selected customer cash payment, if you go inside, it will show you CCP. LTD CCP. If you select customer bank payment, go to lines or click on this journal batch number, either one it is possible. It will be CVP-001. Okay, now let me create a method of payment quickly. Accounts receivable. Let me keep this one and let me take duplicate. Accounts receivable, collapse all, payment setup, methods of payment. So this is check receipt. Received checks from the customers. So it is check received. You can select bank account. If you want, you can select, otherwise you can skip, no issues. For customer check received, what are the mandatory fields?
Slip is mandatory.
Deposit slip is mandatory. Offset account type bank. And reference number, payment reference number is mandatory.
Yeah.
Okay, all these three are mandatory. Now I'm doing customer payment. So this method of payment in general, once it is created, it is better to map in the customer level. This is not mandatory customer payment. I mean to say, for the customer account, mapping this method of payment to the customer is not a mandatory process. It is optional only, but as a best practice, always it is to try to map it. Okay, so now I'm doing customer bank payment, suppose. So click on selecting the customer. Now look at this one. Method of payment is populated automatically. Bank also populated automatically. Click on settle transactions. You can select the checkbox, and if you want the amount to settle, suppose $20 only customer has paid, you can select and click OK. That is automatically it will be okay. So now can I do payment directly? Can I do posting button directly? It is throwing error message because deposit slip must be filled in, payment reference is mandatory. This you know already. I'm enabling this checkbox. Deposit slip mandatory. Payment reference number means check number oblique Okay, now I'm posting. Once it is posted, in the bank tab, it is not there, deposit slip. We have discussed already functions, deposit slip. Click OK. It is generating 001. So if you want to take a printout, you can take a printout. Otherwise, you can skip. Now, from where it is coming, this number? Anyone has any idea? LTD-0001. From where it is coming? It is in cash and bank management. Setup, cash and bank management parameters. Number sequences. Here it is there, deposit slip number. Whatever it was there, that number will be coming automatically. If you want to change the format, you can change your wish. I want next time onwards, deposit slip means DS dash. Yes, you can map. Then it will show you the number like ALTD dash 0001. As you wish, you can map. So I'm changing, suppose ALTD DS dash 01. Next time onwards, it will show you ALTD dash DS dash 001. Next time onwards, not now. Fine. Now, if you go to the bank, like deposits, deposit slips, it was created one check. Deposit slip. So this is check number 345-001. Actually, this field name is not check, it is payment reference number. Any confusion, any doubts? This is customer checks. Same method of payment you have created, and all these things you are repeating the same steps. Customer payment, method of payment you have created. It is in accounts receivable module. Method of payment, and then customer account and vendor, customer cash, customer bank payment. Understood? Any doubts in this? Received checks and issued checks. Issued checks always it will be check. Related information checks means this is issued check to the vendor. Received check means go to deposit slips. Deposit slips. It is received check. Any questions in this area? So of course you may not have. So give me a minute. Now I'm creating one more bank account. Suppose Punjab National Bank. Okay, Punjab National Bank, PNB. So check number like account number. So I'm mapping to another ledger account. Now PNB and Dilshuk Nagar branch. Now the same I'm doing method of pay setup, check layout. Now I would like to map it free. 272 mm and starting position 2 mm and number of copies 2. Now I have mapped free. If it is free, system will not allow you to create check numbers. And if you go to manage payments, related information checks, it will be blank. Okay, so create checks. If it is free, not required, we are not going to create anything. Okay, now let me do for this PNB Bank. Let me do a vendor payment now. Let me show you the difference between API, like method of payment fixed and free. So I'm doing method of payment once again. This is, I have created one more bank account. One more bank account I have created. Give me a minute. Punjab National Bank. In this, I have not mapped like a fixed one, so it is not showing anything. Check numbers. So click on lines. So now here I'm selecting vendor. Click on tab. Check method of payment. Check number is blank. Let me click on settle transactions. So selecting this one, amount to settle, I'm doing suppose minus 300 only. Okay, click OK. Now look at this one, generate payments. Here, look at this one, the check number free method, you can have option to enter, sorry, not Axis Bank. Let me map PNB Bank, Punjab National Bank. Give me a second. Now go to generate payments. I can have multiple bank accounts. Now I am selecting PNB, Punjab National Bank. Now in this, look at this one, I can enter my own check number. If it is fixed one, system will capture automatically the checks, whatever it is there. If it is a free one, you can have option to enter. But let me try this. I have not tried earlier in method of payment. Usually system will not allow you to do the check creation process. And let me try from here, that is allowing or not. I never tried earlier. No problem. Let me create 5000901. So suppose 5 leaves I'm creating. See, bank account must have method fixed. If it is fixed only, system will allow you to create method of, like checks. Otherwise, you cannot create. Understood? Actually, it should be delete, I mean to say disabled. This checkbox checks should be disabled, but it is showing a pop-up message. So you can enter manually the check numbers. So if it is method is free, you can have option to select or option to enter whatever you want. If it is a fixed method, system will automatically capture the the number, whatever the check number it is already created, list check number, that will be populated. So here it is allowing to select, I mean to say allowed to enter a free number. Okay, unable to find the path, it is not an issue. It is a report print format problem, but it is created and you can post. It is 500901. Understood the difference between method of payment? One is, I mean to say, bank methods. One is fixed, one is free. It is a fixed one. You are creating in advance check numbers. It will be populated automatically, the check numbers, whatever it is there, it will populate in the transaction. If it is a free, you need to enter manually whatever the check number you want. In both cases, it will not allow duplicate. Means the same check number, if it is now 500901, if I'm trying to do once again one more bank payment, it will throw error message because you will have only one check number, will have one number only. It will not be duplicate. Agree? Is it clear? Any doubts in this area? So tomorrow I will show you check returns process. Tomorrow I will show you check returns process in the new company. So I'm requesting you, all of you, everyone need to practice this company creation process n number of times. And if you are getting errors before starting the session, you can stop me and you can ask me, like, I'm getting this error, I will rectify whatever you are facing the errors. Okay, so you have learned today two different number sequence you can create, or more number sequence also create for the same vendor payment and customer payment. Multiple number sequences can be created based on the client requirement, and you are going to create methods of payment, and you are creating check methods. There are two methods, one is fixed, one is free. Based on your requirement you can configure. Based on you means your client requirement, and you can configure and you can do the vendor payment, customer payments accordingly using method of payment, check payment and check receipt. Okay, I'm stopping here for today. If anyone want anything to, please let me know. Okay, fine. Any questions, please? Anyone? If nothing, then we can wind up the session for today. We'll connect once again tomorrow same time. Okay, so I'm repeating once again, you need to start practicing with the system, and you need to discuss with your friends or your colleagues in this batch. Your wish, anyone, choose any person, try to speak. If you start speaking, you will get so many doubts in your mind, and your knowledge will be increased a lot if you are speaking. If you are sit silently listening only, that will not help. Okay, fine. Best of luck. See you. We'll connect once again tomorrow morning. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Master.